Which country should you choose to become more successful in show jumping? Ukraine, Denmark, or USA? Let's break it down. If you look at the question sports from the outside, it might seem the same everywhere. Horses, arenas, competitions, trainers. But once you actually live inside these worlds in different countries, it's become clear that these are three completely different universes, with different rules of the game, values, and opportunities for progression. Ukrainian equestrian sports. Despite the first impression that it's impossible to become successful in Ukraine, it's not that simple. Ukraine has fairly well developed infrastructure, and from beginner level up to 110 cm tracks, you can progress even without owning your own horse. Leasing a private horse or ride some lesson horses are common here, which allows riders to move forward without the financial burden of buying a horse. Competitions do exist, but their level varies a lot. You can end up at a well-organized show or at competition where many things run poorly on trust and enthusiasm. Horses often fall behind the European and American ones in terms of training, quality, and breeding, and good horses are expensive and rarely accessible to young riders. Inside the country, there isn't a huge variety of shows, and the bigger ones take place only in a few yards nationwide, rarely going above 150 centimeters. So, where is the plus? It's easier to enter the equestrian sports in Ukraine. Fewer formalities, lower prices, easier access to hands-on practice, and quicker chances to become a needed person at the barn. If you have character, endurance, and are willing to work for the idea, you'll be noticed. You can get a very solid start even without your own horse. But where is the minus? It's very hard to move to international level without going abroad. There is little stability, little money, and also little protection as a professional rider. Ukraine is a really good starting point, but if you're planning to go international, it's better that you will plan from the start to go a lot of abroad. Denmark. System, order, and horses' welfare. Danish equestrian sport is all about structure and rules. Things were here not because someone agreed on something, but because that's how the system is built. From childhood, kids are going to some pony clubs, go through clear training stage, gets license, and each level is logical and transparent. However, unlike the Ukraine, it's harder to get a good start without your own horse, as lesson barns rarely jump higher than 80 centimeters. Leasing of private horses exists, but not as widely as in Ukraine, and it's usually for their own people, not for everyone. There is a very strong focus on horses' welfare, stable conditions, correct workloads, veterinary care, physiotherapy. The horse here is a partner, not a resource. You can feel it even in the small details. And there's no feeling of survival mode. More like being part of a large, well-functional machine. Denmark offers good variety in shows, different heights, and decent prize money. From Denmark, it's possible to move into international sport, since international level competition also take place within the country. Where is the plus? If you get into the system, you have a clear growth path, high quality education, good conditions, safety and stability. Plus, either strong finance or good connections. And excellent country for a long-term career. And where is the minus? If you get into the system, you have a really good growth, high quality education, good safety and high conditions. Plus, if you have some good financial support or you have good connections, then you will be really successful. An excellent country for a long-term career. Where is the minus? A very high financially enter threshold. Courses, shows, training, everything is very expensive. The competition is calm, but no one will pull you for free. You have to match the level. Denmark is not a place for a quick leap, it's a place for steady professional growth. USA, industry, money and scale. American equestrian sports is no longer just a sport. It's a massive industry. Everything exists here. from small local shows to competition at the level of global brands. Equestrian sport is integrated into the economy, marketing, show business, and education. It's very important to understand one thing. In the USA, equestrian sport is a business. Trainers are entrepreneurs, riders are brands, horses are investments. No one hides the fact that the money plays a key role. At the beginner level, you can still find a trainer who doesn't charge much, but at higher levels that no longer exist. At the same time, the opportunities here are much bigger than anywhere else. You can grow as a rider, a trainer, a manager, a rider or groom, or a content creator in the equestrian niche. The USA gives space for experimentation. Where is the plus? If you are active, ambitious, and know how to sell yourself, USA will give you maximum opportunities. You can grow from zero if you are useful and know how to work. Where is the minus? The competition is insane. Without money, connections, or a unique skill, you simply won't be noticed. No one waits here, they take those who are already ready. The USA is a country of opportunity, but only if you are ready to play big. So, which country is better? And here's some most important thing. First, there is no best country in equestrian sports, but there's 3 different countries that fit 3 different goals. Ukraine if you want to start, learn everything and toughen up your character. Denmark if system, stability and high standards of horse care matter to you. USA if you want scale, money and a career as a full-scale project. The easiest place to start is in Ukraine. The most comfortable place to develop is Denmark. Business and professional sports is in USA. I very often see some people who are placed somewhere in Europe and then when it's show season they are moving for a couple of months to USA. Which choice will you make? Write in comments.